Hey everybody, thank you for joining me for another ASL video. This is video number 4 in the series of ASL videos. This video is going to be particularly focused on medical related terms. They're going to be very simple terms such as bone, break, heal, that sort of stuff. And then we're going to go over 20 new words concerning that topic, and then we're going to follow that up with 5 sentences that use those words and vocabulary that we've used in previous ASL videos. So let's start off with video number 4, medical terms. Alright, sign number 1 is fix, F-I-X. To sign fix, we're going to make this hand shape in front of us, and your fingers are going to slide across each other, just like that. That's the hand shape, and they just slide in front of each other. That's fix. Sign number 2 is heal. To sign heal, have your fist at the top of your chest, right here, and pull them away while you close your fist. That's heal. Now, we also use this sign to say strong or strength. So you can say strong or strength or heal. Okay? Sign number 3 is head. To sign head, you make this hand shape. Fingers are together and flat, and make it a 90 degree with your palm, and it starts from the top of your head and bounces down to the bottom of your chin. Head, head, head. Sign number 4 is arm. To sign arm, we bring your arm out in front of you, and you slide your hand down in front of it just like that. That's arm. You can also fingerspell arm just by A-R-M. Arm or arm. All right. To sign, sign number 5 is leg. To sign leg, we're just going to fingerspell this, L-E-G. There's not a clear sign for leg in American Sign Language that isn't finger spelling, and so we're just going to say L-E-G. We're going to fingerspell that. That's leg. You'll notice with several medical terms, they end up being fingerspelled for simplicity and for just general practicality of how you can communicate these long words. Even though some of these are not long words, we do fingerspell a lot of words in the American Sign Language. Alrighty, let's keep moving on. Sign number 7 is ankle. To sign ankle, we're going to fingerspell that. That's A-N-K-L-E. A-N-K-L-E. Ankle. Alright, sign number 8 is hand. To sign hands, you bring your hands in front of you like this, and they rub across each other just like that. That's hands or hand, either one. Hands. Alright, sign number 9 is weak. Bring your non-dominant hand in front of you, your dominant hand on top, your fingers make contact right at the bottom of the palm, and your hand sways or pivots on your fingers, just like that. Okay, that's weak. Alright, sign number 10 is pressure. To sign pressure, you make a fist, you bring your dominant hand on top, and you do a slight push down with it. Okay, that means pressure. This is like, in this case, I would use this to say you need to apply pressure to a wound. Okay. Sign number 11 is bandage or band-aid. This one is going to take a little bit more of an explanation. We're signing 2 signs here. To sign band-aid is the most simple one of the 2 to sign. So, you're going to make a letter H in American Sign Language. You're going to bring your non-dominant hand out in front of you, and that H is going to just slide across the top of your hand. You can think of this as mimicking a band-aid you get from the medicine cabinet. Okay? And so what we're actually doing here, we're kind of classifying putting a band-aid on a part of the body. So this is a new concept we haven't really discussed in these ASL videos up to this point. Is called classifying or classifiers. And I will actually be talking a little bit more about classifiers in this video shortly. But this is classifying a band-aid going across a body part. So you can even say bandage on the arm or a band-aid on the arm. Band-aid across the chest, across your head. But now let's learn how to say bandage, and this is really referring to like an athletic tape type bandage. So to sign that, we're still going to actually sign Band-Aid, but then you're going to do an extra classifier where you show wrapping around that bandage across the body part. So you can like show a Band-Aid on your arm, and maybe like a bandage is being wrapped around that, or around your head, and show a bandage is being wrapped around that. You just do circles around that body part that's getting the Band-Aid applied when you're saying bandage, okay? It's a little bit more complicated sign, but really not too bad in the end after you understand what's going on and you get comfortable with the movements. All right, sign number 12 is leave it or leave it on. I'm referring to like a bandage in this scenario, like if you got a bandage on a wounded part of the body and the doctor says leave it on. To sign leave it or leave it on, you're going to have this hand shape in front of you. You're going to kind of tilt up and flick down. They just flick down. Leave it. It's like you're kind of tossing something on the ground. Your hands don't clench up or make a different hand shape. They just stay in this hand shape and they just flick down. Just like that. All right, sign 13 is bone. To sign bone, make this hand shape with your fingers and you cross your wrists just like that. That's a bone. Sign number 14 is bone break, okay? Bone. To sign break, we're going to do this. That's break. Now, I want to show you another classifier here like I've been talking about. Classifier, if you remember, is just really mimicking the movement of what's happening in the scenario. So to add a classifier, we can actually keep our pointer fingers together like this. And you can imagine it as one solid bone and they flick apart from each other. Okay, that you can think of that as the bone splitting in half. So watch this. Bone break. Or you could say bone break. You could say either one in this scenario. This one is a little more visual and it's considered a classifier in this case. We're showing the bone breaking. This is not the sign for break. The true sign for break is this. So you can sign bone break or bone break, just for your information. Alrighty, sign number 15 is bruise. There's a few signs for bruise in ASL. I don't really like or prefer any of them. They're not very clear in my viewpoint. So how I sign bruise is I fingerspell it. It's B-R-U-I-S-E, bruise. Just for your information, the way other members of the deaf community sign bruise is black, blue, and they just kind of, this is a classifier once again, as I've been mentioning in this video. They classify position on the body where that bruise would be. They say black bruise maybe on your arm or on your chest or maybe on a foot, like we were saying how we could classify a foot. Okay, could be a bruise there. So you can sign black, blue, and I like using the classifier, but I would probably fingerspell bruise just for more clarity, in my opinion. Alrighty, so sign 16 is careful. To sign careful, we're going to make the letter K in American Sign Language, and they're just going to tap on top of each other. We did go over this sign in a recent video. It was care, and careful is the same sign, so careful. Alright, sign 17 is depend or rely. To sign that, we're going to have our pointer fingers. They cross over top of each other, they make a little X, and it's directional in this case. So I can say I'm going to depend or rely on you, or you can depend or rely on me. Okay, or I can depend on that person. Okay, so that movement, they just kind of flick down on top of each other just like that. That's depend. Okay, sign 18 is health. To sign health, you can use the sign we learned earlier for strength or heal, but there's another sign for health, and it's the letter H's, and they start at the top of your chest, and they just make an arc down to the midpoint of your belly. Health. Health. All right, sign 19 is diabetes. To sign diabetes, we're going to say sweet D. This is the letter D in American Sign Language, and you shake it. So sweet D. Sign number 20 is swollen. And this sign also uses a classifying technique, as we've been mentioning in this video, okay? And to sign swollen, there's a few things going on in the sign. But you're going to have your hands in front of you, just like this. You're going to have them kind of close. Their fingers and thumbs are almost touching a little bit. But you're going to bring them out like that body part has expanded or swollen. And as you do that, you're going to puff out your cheeks. And you know, you can even have kind of closed fists for this scenario. I think I might do that naturally now that I'm signing this again. I'm realizing that. So you can have closed fists, and they give that a few tries, and that will feel more natural. And in the sentences that we'll practice after this vocabulary, we'll actually practice classifying different parts of the body being swollen and how that would be signed. All right, that actually does complete the 20 new vocabulary words, and now we're ready to move on to the 5 new sentences. All right, let's do it. Okay, sentence number 1. Your foot looks swollen. Okay, the word looks, we haven't actually discussed yet in these videos, and so I want to discuss that right now. To sign that, we take an index finger and you just circle around your face. That's the sign for looks. This isn't how you would say, I like to look at the mountains, but this is to say, your foot looks swollen. It's a different word use in this scenario, if that makes sense. So, your foot looks swollen. And you can also classify the foot here. You can say your foot and classify it right in front of you. And then you can actually use one hand in this scenario, and you can mimic that body part being swollen. Okay? You can also let go of that classifier in midair and just go. See, I just signed it both ways there. Saying the same thing, I prefer the classifying. Classifiers add a lot of visual description, and they help you not have to use too many words and filler words, because you see that's your foot, and a part of that foot's being swollen. It could be the side, it could be the front, it could be the top of it. I love classifiers. They're so visual, and they add so much to the language, and I hope I get explain those a lot more in some future videos. They're a little more complicated than just basic words in American Sign Language, but they're so vital to the language, and they're really fun. All right, that was the first sentence. The second sentence is your ankle is broken. So, your ankle is broken. Or remember, your ankle, boom, snap. That's the classifier. So, either way, you can say broken or bone, snap. Okay? Alrighty, sentence number 3 is be careful walking. Okay, so be careful walking. Now, we haven't reviewed this sign in today's video, but this is a sign for walk or walking. Okay, just little hand movements like this right in front of you. Sentence number 4, put a bandage on your foot, leave it for a week. Okay, let's sign that. Okay. Your foot, we're going to classify it, bandage, leave it for a week. Okay, there's a lot going on there. We actually didn't talk about the sign for week in this video, so just to review real fast, that's the sign for 1 week. This would be 2 weeks and so forth, but we're right now signing 1 week, so let's sign that again. So, put a bandage on your foot. So we first have to classify the foot if we're going to say put a bandage on your foot. We don't want to sign bandage first because there's no foot in front of us to wrap that bandage around. So we're going to say your foot, you point down, your foot, classify it, Band-Aid, bandage, leave it for 1 week. Okay. All right, sentence number 5, the last one. The bone is broken and your foot is swollen. So, the bone is broken. Your foot, okay, that's without a classifier. Let's sign it with some classifiers. So, your foot, bone. Okay, that was with classifiers. Let's sign it one more time with classifiers just to have some repetition. Your foot, bone. All right, I hope that was clear enough, and that was so fun going over these words and sentences with you guys, and I look forward to the next video. Have a great day.